Wei Ming is here with me for a conversation again. Do you have any teacher in your life that impacted you?
I think for me, it takes me back to primary school. He is my primary school form teacher, I think from P5 to P6, and he's also my basketball teacher in charge. So he teaches me math and science. Why I say he's an effective teacher is that firstly, he believes in the students. He really takes the time to know almost the whole class. And he delivered his lessons in a way that makes us understand the concepts, the topics a lot easier. He takes the time to explain. If there's any question from the students, he will really answer every question. He does not miss out anyone. And also, even though he's a teacher, but I think what makes him different is that he really interact and play with us, which makes the class closer. So I think that's what made him quite memorable for me. Yeah, and as I said, he's a basketball teacher in charge, and my CCA is basketball. He even gave me a chance to become a vice captain. I was quite shocked about it actually, because I think back then in primary school I was quite introverted. I also just started playing basketball, and honestly it was quite a surprise lah. I think giving me the vice captaincy also made me believe in myself. It's like, wow, he really trusts me to really lead the team. He gave me this platform to really showcase my basketball skills and even my leadership skills lah. And it really made me, I think, who I am today, because it's a build-up. In my opinion, without him giving me this opportunity to become a vice captain, I think I won't be a captain in secondary school, and I won't be a vice captain in JC also. And I'm really thankful for him to be giving me this opportunity.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's very inspiring. You talk about him believing in you, and you talk about him spending a lot of time to play games, organize outing. Based on my experience, right, it can be very tiring to organize so many things, to sometimes holidays, bring the students back, to organize this event, that event, class outing. But why we see teachers who bother to do so much, right, is like what you rightfully mentioned, the teachers really believe in the students. And because the teachers believe, right, and then you see, the student is not performing as good as a lot of other students. Sometimes the teacher want to prove to the students that you are just as good as everybody else. And because of this belief that drives that behavior, that give the teacher that motivation to want to do more, want to do more, want to do more. For example, you say you were introverted. Then maybe what the teacher is thinking is, I believe that he have the ability to speak well and he have the ability to lead others. He just do not think that he can. So what I really want is, I want to prove to that student that he has the ability to be a leader. Maybe that could be the reason why he gave you the opportunity, even though you thought you do not have that leadership ability. Sometimes I see teachers who do that, right, because they really want to prove to students that they can. Every student can. And it's because of all this opportunity, right? Student will have more opportunity to lead a team, to make decision for the team. So because of all this experience, right, in the end, it's like a virtuous cycle. It's like the more you do, the more confident you become. Then, like what you say, you become more confident when you went to secondary school, and then when you went to JC. And then the teachers in secondary school and JC start to see, hey, this Wei Ming is not bad, he has leadership abilities. But why do you have this leadership abilities? Because of your teacher before that. And a lot of time we always say seeing is believing, right? We only believe when we see something. But what if we don't see anything? What if we look at the student, this student don't talk, this student don't behave in class, this student appear to be very lazy? Then how? Sometimes teachers just have to believe in the student that they are the best person they can be.
I think most important thing is to really give a platform for the students to showcase lah. If you never believe, you never give a chance for the student to even show something, then they will never really reach their potential. So I think other experiences about this teacher is, I think my prelims, I think failed math or failed science. I think either one lah. Yeah, and he was my math and science teacher. I think back then when I received the results of my prelim and I failed, I was like, wow, it's like really quite shocking and sad lah. Then after that I was like kind of like unmotivated. I was like, wow, a bit stressed also, like PSLE year. Yeah, then I think what kept me going was, I think something he said. It's like, it's okay, the prelims to PSLE, there's still time to actually still practice. And most important thing is that he believe in me lah. He never give up lah. I think in my class also, there are some students who also did not do very well for prelims, and I think they were also quite stressed, quite unmotivated. I think as a whole class, he never pinpoint anyone, but he gave like a general pep talk, like he bring everyone up. Yeah, so he really never give up on the students. So in the end, my PSLE, I think, did okay. Eventually, I got to a secondary school that I like lah.
So, sometimes we tend to give students advice about what to do when we saw their prelim results. We may give an advice to the student, or maybe you can aim for this, maybe you can aim for that. Yeah, but if let's say I don't believe in you, right? Then if I look at the result and I saw the result is not very good, I may give you the advice that, maybe you should not aim for that school. Maybe you should aim for this school instead. Maybe you should aim for this stream instead. Because of all this message, it gives the student the impression that no matter how much I tried, it will not work. So because of this fixed mindset, we may not want to put in the extra hours to study. But because I think your teacher gave you that belief that you can, so what if you fail? It's just one exam. You can always try harder and you can make it. And because of that message, right, it gives you that belief that you can. And because you think you can, you spend the extra 3 hours to study every day. Like what people say is self-fulfilling prophecy, which like when the teacher, the adult, give you that expectation that he believes that you can reach that expectation, you want to prove that adult right. That's why you put in that extra 3 hours, 4 hours a day to study. And sometimes it's quite amazing how a prelim can fail, but when you take the PSLE, it becomes so good. Because of that, a few more hours a day of study, it makes that big difference. So sometimes the belief in the students really make a big difference, because we only have that 1 hour per day to teach the class, but what the student do at home is what makes the real difference.
Yeah, as what I said, I think the belief in the students must be very strong. Yeah, I think that's what this teacher is for me lah. He really believed in me. As you say about the self-fulfilling prophecy, I think is very true. I think for me, between this teacher and myself lah, because he really motivate me, push me like very hard, and he never made me think like, wow, I will not do well in PSLE lah. I think that's something very important. And because of this, I actually put in the extra effort and motivate myself to put in extra practice, and eventually it paid off. But I think something to add on about my experience with this teacher is that even though he only see us like a few times a week, but I think every lesson he really give his all. Every lesson, the whole class will be very happy to see him. So I think that says something about him lah. He's a passionate teacher. He is someone who can really engage the whole class. Yeah, and even though he's strict, but strict in a way that he actually cares for the class. Yeah, it's not like saying all those very harsh words, demotivating words. And as I said, he's my basketball teacher in charge also. So I'll see him more often. And during training, he's the same as in class. He actually pushes the team, motivates the team. And even though I think back then he never really played basketball that much, but he takes the time to learn the concept of basketball, and he even play with us lah. I think he's more of a soccer person. Playing basketball was something new to him also. But then he actually take the time to learn the skills from the coach, learn the concepts also, and eventually play with us lah. I think that shows a very motivated, dedicated and passionate teacher lah in wanting to grow the students.